Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Byron. Byron is the transferred use of an Olde English surname derived from the phrase býrum, which translates to at the byres, cowsheds, in modern English. In the Middle Ages, the term would have been used to signify a person whose job it was to look after the cattle. This eventually morphed into the surname Byron, which eventually became a masculine given name. The most famous name bearer was George Gordon Byron, more commonly known as Lord Byron, 1788 to 1824, a leading figure among the 19th century English Romantic poets. Some of his more important works include the short poem She Walks in Beauty and the narrative poem Don Juan. As a given name, Byron has been around since the 19th century in homage to the influential poet Lord Byron, making Byron a literary name choice. Personality of the boy named Byron. The number 11 is a master number and embodies heightened traits of the two. This personality is on a life journey to find spiritual truth. They are extremely idealistic and intuitive. 11s have a rare and exceptional spiritual energy that brings a sense of obligation to illuminate the world around them. It's a very powerful responsibility, but these people have far more potential than they know. It's important that they surrender to higher ideals. They have the capacity to see the bigger picture, and they possess the skills to inspire others spiritually. 11s have strong diplomatic skills and can become great peacemakers. Master numbers can be both a blessing and a curse, as they walk the fine line between greatness and the potential for self-destruction. Popularity of the boy named Byron. Byron has existed on the American male naming charts dating back as far as the US. Government has been tracking naming trends, late 18th century. Not only that, but Byron was a fairly popular name choice up through most of the 20th century. It wasn't until the 1990s that the name started to slip down the charts. We do expect a possible revival in the coming years considering the growing interest in names with literary cachet, Auden, Dante, Dashiell, Harper, Truman, and Zane for example. In the meantime, Byron is fast becoming a neglected name and therefore underused and original. It has a charming old man quality while still sounding distinguished, gentlemanly, and charming. We think it works wonderfully well on either a young boy or a mature adult. Byron is almost so unstylish right now that he's super cool without having to try so hard. Plus there's an intellectual erudite air to the name even if Byron started out at the cowsheds. Come to think of it, Byron would also be a great name choice for a border collie puppy or any cattle-heading dog breed for that matter. Quick facts on Byron. Gender, boy. Origin, English. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 516. Pronunciation, bīrn. Simple meaning, at the cowsheds. Characteristics of Byron. Highly intuitive, uplifting, truth seeker, extremely bright, spiritual teacher, inspirational. Cultural references to the baby name, Byron. Literary characters of the baby name Byron. Byron Bunch is a character in William Faulkner's 1932 novel, Light in August. He is a good and honest man, but he lives a life of guarded isolation, working at the mill 6 days a week and directing the choir on Sundays. His life is virtuous, but only because he does not allow himself any entanglement with the outside world. Then the pregnant Lena Grove happens into his life and turns it upside down. Suddenly Byron is in love, but good fellow that he is, he steps aside as she tries to bring the father of her child, now calling himself Joe Brown, back into her life. Now, however, Byron is beyond the protection of self-denial, and he becomes more and more attached to Lena. At the same time, his friendship with the defrocked minister, Hightower, is proving to be more fertile ground for personal expansion and growth, as Hightower probes into Byron's desires and their associated motivations. Slowly, it begins to dawn on Byron that the price of an engaged life will be high, but its rewards are even higher. He is tested when he is forced to fight Joe Brown, and, while he is trounced by the larger man, he passes his test with flying colors. He has reached out to another human being, He has connected, he has assumed the responsibilities of the committed life, and he is much the better man for it. Popular songs on Byron. Byron Black, a song by Autopilot Off. Famous people named Byron. Byron Haskin, film director, Byron Scott, basketball coach, Byron Nelson, golfer, Byron White, U.S. Supreme Court Justice, Byron Allen, comic/businessman, Byron Fidetsis, Greek cellist and conductor, Lord Byron, poet, Byron Cage, gospel singer, Byron Leftwich, football player, Byron Defoe, hockey player, Byron Cherry, actor. Historic figures with the name Byron. Lord Byron was a leading English poet and a leader of the Romantic movement, some of whose most famous narrative works were A Child Harold A Pilgrimage A and A Eden One A. He was also a social activist, calling upon Parliament to honor the claims of the Luddites, the revolutionary group who opposed the mechanization of labor. Almost as well known for his personal life as for his poetry, Byron was the subject of much gossip and rumor, from the scandal that he had an affair and fathered a daughter with his half-sister, to the numerous other illicit romantic liaisons he instigated in his short life, both with men and women, to his personal excesses and debts. Club-footed from birth, Byron was exceedingly self-conscious of his defect, while being very vain about his good looks and his height, 5 A 11 A. It is said that he wore curlers in his hair at night, that he was a strict vegetarian who occasionally ate red meat and then purged. He was aware of his notoriety and seemed to revel in being the living epitome of the Eberonic hero. His wife coined the term Eberomania referring to all the public attention that he got as the precursor of Tudai's super celebrities. Lord Byron fathered at least 2 daughters, one by his short-lived marriage to Annabella Milbanke Byron, another as the result of an affair, and possibly a third, the daughter his half-sister gave birth to. When his marriage ended, Byron spent the last 8 years of his life abroad, where a somewhat more forgiving societal rule prevailed. In 1824, while preparing to join the Greek uprising against Ottoman rule, he contracted a fever, was subjected to bloodletting, and finally died in Greece, where he is revered as a national hero. It took somewhat longer for such status to attach to him in his homeland, but in 1969, a mere 145 years after his death, a memorial to George Gordon, Lord Byron, was finally placed in Westminster Abbey. Oh, those impulsive Brits!